Takamura is the man to beat in the winner's side of Grand Finals. This is indeed the run back against Mr. Wolf. How did that go again? Was it 3-1? It was 3-1.
That was 3 games to 1 before, yes, when they played in winners finals.
Yeah.
And a lot of it was defined by Takamura being outside of where Seth wanted to be, and then walking, or in some cases demon flipping, up to where it was difficult for Seth to deal with. He just really wasn't in that range we talked about just before, where Mr. Wolf controlled very well versus Cammy. Takamura was just out of that a lot of the time. And that's going to be what he's going to look for again here. He'd love to have that same kind of thing happen. Mr. Wolf's got to be thinking about how he can move more effectively into that range. Move more into the effective range where he can control things. He also, that is to say, Takamura did a really good job at waiting out some of what Mr. Wolf, I think, wanted to do. He waited out an EXDP after a neutral or -2 situation from Seth, and he waited out some overcommitments by...
How do you call that? Like, how do you even have that mentality to be like, yeah, he's going to do this here?
I mean, that came... My memory of that was in the first round, or first game, certainly.
It was.
And it may have just been that Takamura felt like if he had blocked, if he had gotten hit by that, it wouldn't have been the end of the world. And if he had blocked that, then it would have been, him getting the W. So it's just a nice risk-reward decision. What can you say by Takamura? So it was him having a great read on that kind of stuff, the risk-reward, the up-close pressure, but also, again, I think primarily doing a really good job at being outside of Seth's range while still able to challenge pretty quickly when he wanted to.
Yeah, I think there's also key moments where Mr. Wolf had tried to, I will say, was slightly overzealous in certain sequences where he would throw out low medium kicks into unsafe spin kicks. Would try to get, turn stolen away, or at least trying to steal it away from Takamura, I should rephrase. And Takamura was absolutely ready for those sequences, right? I think there isn't anything that Takamura really isn't ready for. I think there are certain scramble situations where we saw him bleed just slightly, but it's not going to be in ways where you're trying to steal turns away. Like we saw that example when we saw, something blocked into a negative situation and EX uppercut. He's ready for that. But then even so, like if he sees something else, he's going to V-skill more often than not some of your sequences, and it's going to be hurting a lot.
It's very cool to see him use all the aspects of Akuma that I felt like other people didn't really use before. We talked about previously.
Back heavy punch.
Back heavy punch is a great one. The V-skill parries are ones that you just typically don't see people go to. Not many people are playing Akuma anymore. The people who played Akuma a couple seasons ago were the people who were trying to play the best character in the game. Like that was their choice. Oh, Akuma's the best character, or like certainly top tier. Okay, cool. Now he's not. There's no beating around the bush on that. He's not the best character in the game. But if you are an Akuma player rather than a best character in the game player, Akuma is still a good character.
So many options,
very viable, can absolutely take a CPT, and Takamura is just one match away from making exactly that happen.
Yeah. Truly the Swiss Army knife of Street Fighter, I feel like. There hasn't been a version of Akuma where he hasn't been like a competitive or like a viably competitive character.
Like ever. Like not just in Street Fighter 5, but like ever.
True. Even in Fortnite. He's kidding. Here we go. Forward throw to start things off. Takamura just within the right ranges already. Again. He evaded dive kick or axe kick, by the way.
This is a totally different style. Takamura Akuma right now is almost at the dub. He's got the dub on the last hit right there. That, not even the last hit. That was a totally different style. Here I was talking about his mid-range control. Oh, man, just doing such a good job of being outside of the range of Seth. Then just there right away, trying to buzzsaw, trying to close it out, trying to do the speed run.
Is not Takamura. This is CPU level 8 is what this is. Pressing buttons before you want to press it. Oh, and here comes Mr. Wolf.
Oh, no.
Dang, that was fun. Oh, that's a giant conversion off of the crouching jab. Not only is the damage there, but look at how much carry it has behind it. Also leading to this very moment. Takamura, he's playing defense. He's ready to ball. You can't cross this man up. He has ankle insurance.
The defense is so good right there. Mr. Wolf. I mean, the offense is amazing for Mr. Wolf. He did so much. Okay, can he get there? Yes. Now, excellent response by Mr. Wolf after he got dunked, destroyed in round number 1. He came back big time.
Playing off the bench, he wasn't ready. He still had his warm-up joggers on. Now he's ready to play. Sweep there coming from Takamura, firing right away. Mr. Wolf's trying to occupy that space with medium kicks. We saw a slight mishap. Man, another error from Takamura off of a missed dive kick punish.
Wake up challenge. And he moved forward first. You can see Mr. Wolf had dash forward. Takamura was already there.
Oh, boy.
and he's going to keep the punish light there. He did not bring in crush counter to make sure that it'd be less scaling, so really, really targeted, well-planned response by Takamura.
And that was as optimal as it can be, right? I think there was just like one touch, or like, you know, it was a 2-touch stun. He did crouching jab into uppercut. He could have done like anything else to get a stun, but man, that was mad effective.
For sure.
That was actually pretty cool to see. But let's talk about this a little bit. We have the time. Takamura, an offensive powerhouse right out the gate. Round number 2, I think he was a little bit more free-flowing. He's like, yeah, I got to risk a couple of errors here. I'm going to be just doing just fine, right? He's back to that same old story. Same old song and dance, pretty aggressive. Already Mr. Wolf into the corner, but that roundhouse has got him out of so much danger these last couple of games.
So you can see what he was going for earlier in round number 1 when he got counterhooked.
Not going to be the case here as Takamura already getting another opener. Very similar sequence into the corner.
Mr. Wolf trying to get activation with forward strong. Here's another chance. No backdash! Takamura's out of there. Takamura just knows exactly what's coming up. In and out of the range again. In and out constantly.
This guy's a West Coaster, that's for sure. Animal style. Takamura, he has all of it. He is the complete package. We talk about Akuma being the Swiss Army knife of Street Fighter. Takamura is definitely the proper wielder. He is the true wielder of the Swiss Army knife. I tried to do my best, like, Lord of the Rings kind of like tone to it.
Oh, okay.
I tried.
Okay.
Didn't have it.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. Going into it now, Takamura. Yeah, I mean, finding a way out of there. He had to spend the meter for the EX demon flip. I get it. Oh, my God.
Again, outside of the range that Seth wants to be at. What happened?
I didn't think he was going to be in time to get the back fierce.
No.
This guy is evading moves. He's evading taxes. He's collecting that fight money.
Grab for the kill. Of course, Mr. Wolf knows.
Oh,
and then backdash
my
again.
God. Somebody stop this man. Takamura, he's the hot stepper right now. He has made all the right decisions on defense. How do you stop this wall from closing in?
It's so frustrating to deal with as the opponent here. Mr. Wolf just wants to get his good stuff out. You know, you want to do things like sweep into activate. You want to do forward strong into target chain into activate. Like, you just, that's like the stuff that you typically get away with. But Takamura has prevented that very consistently.
Oh, yeah.
It's been tough for Mr. Wolf to be at range for max range of spin kick. That's been whiff punished 2 or 3 times now. Wow. It's been just very difficult in neutral and in pressure. And he's gone back, it sounds like, to the lobby. Now, we know he plays Nakali. We also know that in the last several games versus Takamura, he's down 0-2 here. He was down 3-1 in their previous set, so that's 5-1 right there. It's not a great record. Maybe he goes to Nakali here, because why not?
I'm thinking about that. I don't know how likely that would be. I mean, I'm trying to think about what kind of difference it would make. Having access to like maybe a command grab, more activity in the normals, that aren't really as punishable, and also having something like a V skill to keep Takamura in check. If he's trying to play outside of the ranges that I want to throw buttons at, all right, well, I'll maybe throw a V skill, but that's not the case at all. It's going to be Seth. It's pretty much do or die time. Mr. Wolf has to commit to this character.
Yeah, he's got to win this set. He's going to win the next 3 games, and then he's got to win another 3 out of 5 set, and it's not a great start as Takamura already has that stun bar up.
Ooh. Man, that's
calling
so
out
tricky.
grab. That was super sick by Takamura. What?
He was ready for it already? What?
Look at him standing there, threateningly.
Watching the way that Takamura has been playing makes me so glad that I am no longer a competitor. If I ever have to face off against someone like Takamura, I would be losing my mind. He has just such a genuine understanding of what his opponents want to do before they do it.
Where does the opponent want to be? Oh, hold on, though. Mr. Wolf, that said, has the corner yet again. All right, Mr. Wolf.
Oh, how often have we seen that? Neutral jump into the fierce. We've seen Takamura trying to extend with what, like a standing jab, I believe? Huh.
Takamura takes a big turn with crouching fierce. So he's trying to maximize what he gets in situations like that, not just taking the easy lights.
Ooh.
That's
Man,
on
that
reaction. Absolutely.
so much time to react to that. Takamura also, I think he was just outside of the range from where the VC would have landed. And I also love Mr. Wolf actually responding to the fireball, getting a punish. What?
That blew up a V-shift. That was sick. That's stun. That's going to be the round. The game?
The game, without a doubt. That's a lot of extra damage. Mr. Wolf, bring it all back. And I gotta say, in that last instance, Takamura had run into the V trigger with that V shift at the very last second. And also, what's funny about that is Mr. Wolf wasn't ready for that. He actually went for the sweep as the finisher, and that could have been so scary. If Takamura had busted out proper, I think that would have been a whole different situation towards the end. But great work for Mr. Wolf. Getting a little bit of a timeout to reassess, getting in the first game on the board. Or sorry, the third game, his first W.
I think part of why he got that W there was some unforced errors by Takamura. So great for Mr. Wolf that he got it, but I'm not sure if it's something to build too much on. We'll see what he gets.
You see Takamura giving up a lot more space. I think he's back to that counter-poking game. He's playing back foot against Mr. Wolf. Forward throw now. What happens afterwards?
Yeah, we saw him wake up with that. Okay, here we go. Down the plus frame after heavy spin. Great blocks. Takamura, and then he finds the hit into the win of the round. He's at match point. He's at tournament point. He's at Capcom Cup qualifier point.
Yes, indeed, with just one bar as well. We're going to see whether or not he's going to be the aggressor or player on the back foot. As it stands right now, Takamura is trying to get a couple of whiff punishes. Actually, he's trying to be a little preemptive as well. Again, Mr. Wolf taking advantage of that. Ooh, that's a big start also for Takamura.
And right back to that range outside of the easy Seth options. But that move speed, the walk around from Akuma. Okay, here we go. But so fast, he just gets to move a lot. Here we go. Big stuff. Big stuff. Fireball.
Oh, what's
big
happening?
chance. This is stun. That's the round. Unless big drop incoming. We'll see. Mr. Wolf gets the
Not
win.
one bit. Yeah, Mr. Wolf had plenty more after that in case that crouching jab didn't kill. Looking to put himself at least within even fighting ground against Takamura, getting himself into a position to push Takamura towards the corner and start his offense. The uppercut could be there. No, sir. Instead, got a crouching medium punch. I'd imagine that would have been a cross cut.
Really?
No response from Takamura.
And no button in the air either.
Oof.
Takamura almost at super. Not anymore. And suddenly it feels like Mr. Wolf is able to move forward when he wants. Oh, that is just very dangerous at too far of a range.
I love that. Yeah, covering the back roll as well. Here comes the mix. V-shift out of there. Mr. Wolf not getting a ton of mileage off of that. But there's one critical art that could be the great equalizer.
Yeah. We've seen that sweep, and we have not seen the counter poke from Mr. Wolf. Could be
That
space and
could have
trap.
been it.
Had a chance on the hit from your right on crouching medium kick. Didn't bring it out.
A lot closer, though, to a potential kill. Matt Cradle could have been into critical art. Oh, boy.
We had not seen Takamura take that kind of risk until right now. Here it is for the
And a
tournament.
fireball? No. Oh, on the other side. That was so smart. It's still plus frame for Mr. Wolf. Oh, boy. One hit for either player.
Nobody pressed there is the chance, though. He didn't bring out
missed the
EX.
confirm.
Couple of whiffs on medium kick as well from Takamura. The big
What?
hit from Mr. Wolf. He didn't have anything to follow it up. There you
And that's the
go.
punish. Mr. Wolf backing away. Takamura thinking whatever it may be, he thought EX Tatsu was going to be the answer. Mr. Wolf finds another shot at life. Ladies and gentlemen, he's looking for the reset. Hopefully it can happen. I would love to see it.
That was a significant read right there by Takamura, expecting the walk back, expecting his opponent to be scared maybe, especially after having done the wake up EXDP before. He wanted crouching medium kick into Tatsu. Typically, he has the hit confirmed to just do crouching medium kick and then no Tatsu on block, but oof, that one he did not get right.
Oh, that is such a big button to contest. Like, I understand V-skill leaves Seth negative, but man, that is a hefty turn to take.
I love it, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Can he get there? Wow,
What is
Mr.
happening?
Wolf.
Takamura making some very, very crucial errors.
It's going a mile a minute.
Unnecessary errors, actually.
The frying pan's on. Scrambles.
We're about to take it on.
Takamura trying to make it happen. He's still there, though.
You're dead.
Is he? Can he get the big conversion? Not quite there. Glide kick, nothing, but Mr. Wolf finds the hit, and suddenly, after Takamura started out so strong up 2-0, Mr. Wolf is at reset point.
What is happening? Takamura has been giving a lot of damage for free, by the way. Especially from that last V-trigger sequence. Just dashed right into it. I don't know what that was about, but maybe Takamura has something up his sleeve. I don't think taking free damage was the intention, but who knows? I genuinely do not know the way how this mind works.
Allowing the dash. Previously, we had seen him check that. Mr. Wolf hadn't been going to it. Again, the dash! That's not a good look for Takamura. That Mr. Wolf's gotten away with that twice.
Uppercut from way up above. No free axe kicks.
Right.
I wonder if that was something Takamura tried to use V-skill against. Maybe in anticipation for a spin kick.
That's so much damage. Okay, here's the big plus frame activation.
That's a great trade-off for Wolf.
Ooh! Big hit! He's hoping for the stun, yeah.
Oh, he actually had it.
Mr. Wolf's in huge trouble and did not expect the regular fireball. It's match point now for both. Takamura could win the tournament.
What was the intention from Mr. Wolf? Why did he get hit by the normal fireball? Somebody's got to check the CFM.
Close enough this time. Oh, boy.
Oh, that's critical. Look at the carry behind it. The damage is significant, but the positioning even more so.
No
All the way down?
Mr. Wolf! And sets it up with the trigger.
Oh, and I love the teleport option, still being able to chase down, plus frames, -5. You are going to get a punish.
This could be stun. It's not!
Oh, he could have.
He could have just done jump around us. I absolutely agree with you. Takamura has a chance. Oki's here. Either way, Gravity lives.
Hold on. Hold on. And he gets it. Takamura finishes it off, makes it into Capcom Cup for your Europe West qualifier. Ladies and gentlemen, that still could have gone either way. Takamura catching Mr. Wolf would get, again, another fireball.
That was a fascinating match. At the beginning, it was so much about control from Takamura. He went up 2-0. He was outside of what Seth wanted to do. At the beginning, he was super fast about getting the dub as well. And then by the end of things, as it was so close, as it was down to the final game, seemed like it was all scrambles. It seemed like it was Takamura forcing situations that he wasn't before. He forced his way in with EX Demon to try to just get things going a couple of times. One time he got busted for it. The other one, he busted Mr. Wolf for it, and he seemed to be okay with the fact that that was such a different take on how to approach the match compared to the beginning. So awesome set of adaptations by both sides. Really different play styles even within the same match. I love that, but Takamura, as you see, is the one who moves into Capcom Cup.
And as much of the positives we've seen from Takamura, I will say there were some significant parts, just like that. We were talking about some of the moments where Takamura had just taken some of the damages for free. I don't understand what could have been the decision behind it all, but there were some glimpses of greatness from Mr. Wolf. There was definitely a ton of potential for him to make that reset happen. It just happened to fall by the wayside. I can't tell what made him flinch towards the end. This final moment right here, again, getting caught low forward into fireball. That has been 2 rounds straight in that particular set where he had fallen short, or at least 2 sequences straight, not 2 rounds.